Day is brought to you by Barton Community College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
Bases loaded, 2 down, bottom of the third. Here's the pitch. Swing and the ball drilled, left field. Hernandez back, gone!
I mean, we're up 3-1 right now. We feel pretty good about it, but you know that they're going to fight. It doesn't matter what the score is. It doesn't matter when they're going to fight. And so, I mean, no lead is safe.
Look, Josh Uche is a really good rusher. He hasn't had a chance to rush much this year for the Patriots because they've been behind a lot. But he had a big year 2 years ago. Now, he had Judon on the other side of him, so it was 2 good pass rushers. But he'll have a lot of opportunities to rush in Kansas City. I think that he'll really help them.
They don't develop quarterbacks anymore. They force feed them. They expect them to be great. They don't like them to work through struggles. Struggles are not tolerated anymore from a young quarterback. Bad reads, inaccurate throws, interceptions. It's just mistakes aren't tolerated.
I think we're ready to take care of business. We know we have to win these 2 games to host the region, and hosting the region is going to be huge for us. I love a rowdy road crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes it interesting. Kind of fuels your fire a little bit. Obviously, they make the environment a little bit tougher, but I live for it.
Those kids that are multi-sport kids that are basketball, wrestling, whatever they're doing are competing next week, ready to go, just because they've been competing all along.
Based on the way things are falling this year and kind of who the teams are out there, but we want to be opposite them, and so being 1 or 2 really didn't make a big difference. So as long as we said opposite them, that was something we knew was going to be kind of important.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Sports Day on 1590 KVGB, 95.5 FM. Welcome to another edition of Who's Going to Show Up for the show. I'm Steve Webster, joined by Mike Hesher today and Landon Winkler running the video stream here in the Mayo Money Management Studios. Mike Corson is enjoying a course of corn dogs and French fries today at the USD 428 noon luncheon meeting that they had, but he'll be back here today to be part of the show. That's just because of the devotion he has to Sports Day. He does. And also he has devotion to food. Free food.
At the Board of Education.
Yeah, exactly. So Mikey will be back in here today. Okay, on the show today, we're in that transition time.
It's a tough time.
It's KU and K-State, both exhibition games last night. And if you have not seen KU or K-State play, and you're an avid KU or K-State fan, make sure you print off a roster so you can watch the game so you know who is who.
And if I heard right, they didn't even have the 3 of the best players didn't even play last night.
I don't know about that. I probably didn't know who they were either.
Because I heard Bill Self yesterday talking about they wanting to rest them. At least one of them was being rested one more time. So maybe 2 of the 3 played. But it's NIL.
So with that, we're talking basketball today. Barton women's coach Alan Clark previewing the 24-25 season that begins Friday as they'll take on Odessa, Texas in Hobbs, New Mexico.
That's a pretty good start to the season, isn't it?
Do you know where Hobbs, New Mexico is? I don't. I feel bad about this. I mean, I've been to Tin Town. I mean, Las Vegas, New Mexico.
Yes, I've been there.
I've been to Santa Fe.
Been there, Albuquerque.
I haven't gone past that far.
Okay.
Yet. Okay. I mean, I've got to Santa Fe. Anyway.
I went to Grants.
Where?
Grants. My sister used to live in Grants, New Mexico.
Where's that?
It's west of Albuquerque.
Okay.
On Interstate 40.
Are there mountains out there?
No.
In Albuquerque?
No, well, some, yes.
Okay, all right, very good. Anyway, we're going to talk Barton basketball with Alan Clark. Also in for the on the I didn't have your mic on. Okay, also coming in today for On the with Mike Corson, Great Bend Panther volleyball players Cassie Elligood, Kimmy Hofflinger, and Denver Ringo.
Correct.
They're going to be talking about the 5A state tournament that gets underway.
Because the WAC did not listen to us, and they scheduled some kind of award ceremony today for the coaches. They choose who a first team and second team, right?
I don't know if it's an award ceremony.
Well, it's not. I made the wrong comment.
They are going to choose all conference teams.
Excuse me.
Okay. course, it's not here to keep us apart, so this may be good to get through this.
Get off my yard!
And the voice of the Fort Hays State Tigers, Gerard Walbrook, will talk everything Fort Hays State. Fort Hays State, one of those teams in action last night, gave K-State a pretty good battle at Bramlage. So we'll get an update on that. Also, previewing Saturday's game in Emporia against the
Stingers up.
Euphoria State. So that's what's on the program. Let's get to our sounds the past 24 hours or so. We have baseball tonight here on KVG.
Yes, we do. I was wrong.
Anthony Volpe, grand slam home run. That helped the Bronx Bombers win 11-4 over the LA Dodgers last night, who had a bullpen game. And they pitched all their bad pitchers. So they're all rested up for all their bad relievers. So
Freddie Freeman did it again.
How can he do that? That is amazing.
That is crazy.
So he's homered in all 4 games this year, but he's now
at 6.
He's hit home runs in his last 6
World Series games dating back to when he was with Atlanta.
Wow. Wasn't enough last night, though. 11-4. Mookie Betts had an interesting night. Says the Yankees showed they have plenty of fight left in them. And also Mookie Betts almost had his arm ripped off by 2 fans trying to get a foul ball that had landed in his glove.
And they ejected those 2 fans, correct?
But they're season ticket holders, so they're probably going to be back tonight, is what they said.
Seriously?
Yes.
Well, leave it to New York.
That was kind of a weird deal. I mean, he tried to rip the ball. And it was a 2-man combination, too, right? One's trying to get the glove open, the other one's trying to get the ball.
I bet Mookie said, I'll see you boys later.
Mookie's too nice of a guy. Mookie Betts is...
He's a nice man.
Nice man. 6 o'clock tonight for the World Series, Game 5. If the Yankees would win, we would have Game 6 on Friday night at 6. How about that? Game 6 at 6. And if there's a Game 7...
It's at 6.
It's at 6 on Saturday night. Bill Belichick on the Chiefs' trade for New England pass rusher Josh Uche. He likes the move. Didn't cost the Chiefs anything.
You know, Belichick sounds so animated when he's talking now. Of course, I did not like him when he was a coach because he gave three-word answers. Now, man, he just lets it fly.
Oh, he used to be on that NFL program that, again,
Inside.
He's very he's very insightful.
Yeah,
when he's not talking about his own team. So
he doesn't want to give away information.
I guess the Chiefs will be in action on Monday night.
Correct.
Against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Then it's the Broncos.
We're not looking past anybody right now. The Broncos have their own.
They got a tough one this week.
They play at Baltimore, but if the season ended today, the Broncos would be the 5 seed in the AFC.
Hallelujah.
Quite a recovery. Meanwhile, your Dallas Cowboys will be in Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Thursday night football tomorrow. I think all these networks are getting tired of the New York Jets. Everyone thought they were going to be good. The New York Jets host Houston on Thursday night to get your NFL.
Well, would you rather have the Jets or the Giants? Neither one of them are very good.
Exactly. Except the Giants almost outdrew the World Series.
Well, okay. I was happy for that one.
That was your headline this morning on sports.
It was World Series, man. They outdrew the NFL. Amazing.
Mel Kiper Jr., ESPN draft analyst. I miss Dory and Mel on Saturday mornings. They canned the show after like 17 years because Mel didn't want to get up that early. I don't blame him on a Saturday. But anyway, he was on ESPN radio saying that the NFL, and I've said this along, so anytime that someone says a comment that kind of goes along with my narrative, it's going to make Sports Day. Says the quarterbacks aren't allowed to develop in the NFL anymore.
They're not.
You're drafted, they throw you right into the wolves. That's hard to do.
And that's why what the Chiefs did with Patrick Mahomes was so wise.
It was.
I mean, even though they had a good quarterback in Alex Smith,
but he was a good mentor.
Yes, I think you're right.
I don't think that he ever thought that they would trade him away.
He thought he might have had a couple more years
to the Commanders.
But yeah.
Were they the Commanders or Redskins at the time he got traded?
Probably the Redskins.
Okay. And then he, was there a good tutor, and then boom, you're gone. He's going to Washington. Okay. Megan Bessiker in on the show yesterday. I like that quote. She ended up, who wants to drive to Colby?
You cut that off, though.
Well, I did, but I was
I only left it
trying to fit everything in there.
And I'm not offending anybody that lives out in Northwest Kansas.
No, not at all.
But it just was funny.
She didn't think it was funny when I said driving to Colby's better than driving to Liberal.
She's from Liberal.
I understand that.
Okay. So she would rather go home than to go to Colby.
Right, but it's interstate to Colby.
Well, this is true.
But if you're anyway, if Barton win, they've got the tiebreaker on Colby. So if they tie for the regular season title, it would be Barton hosting in the postseason.
Now,
all the way through. The Final Four would be...
Okay, so it's the Final Four. I was a little confused about that this morning. So.
Correct. Okay, so Barton tonight, they are taking on Hutchinson. And then they wrap up the season on Saturday. So I like that comment, too. Maya Thompson, I kind of like going into hostile environments.
When I was with the Fort Hays State basketball team, there was nothing better than going into Washburn in that old arena. Whitty, what the heck was that?
Whiting Auditorium.
Whiting Auditorium. Was that it? They had it was cool, man, and then we kicked their butts, and they were not happy.
Oh, it was a cool building, except it was like going to an old Yankee Stadium, Cleveland Stadium, because you would have restricted viewing seats because they had these pillars that came down.
And it was dark and smoky, at least when we were there.
Yeah. Anyway, they ended up getting a win at Dodge City and had a great season coming back for her sophomore year. Postseason play starts on November 6th. Let's see. Matt Westerhouse talking about Great Bend Panthers. Yeah, they've got a lot of kids going multiple sports. I love that.
I do too.
Even though basketball season may get a short preseason workout, hopefully they do. So they would come back and play a state championship game right after Thanksgiving and then turn around the next week and open their season at home against Salina South with about 3 days of practice.
But they have the talent. I think they're going to be okay.
I think they're going to be okay, too.
Ian Premer. He's not the only one, but they have talent.
Yeah, they do. Okay. And the unsung hero, the man who
Jacob Hall.
The man who never speaks, but his actions speak so loud.
Do you think we can get him on Sports Day before the end of the year?
You can interview Jake, okay?
Okay.
He just doesn't like to talk.
Okay. Well, I talked to Cody Miller last year on Sports Day, and the bet was how many words will he say?
How many did he say?
About 6.
Okay, all right, that's all right. His actions spoke louder
yes,
than
it
words.
did, and that's the way Jacob works.
All right, and Greg Maxwell, head coach of the Ellenwood Eagles, saying that his team is in good position on the opposite side of the bracket of Inman. That's at the 2A state volleyball tournament. That gets underway on Friday. So there you go. Sounds the past 24 hours or so. As we transition, we got rain outside today, too. Could you believe that?
It's amazing.
It is.
Did you check the weather gauge?
That's your job.
Oh,
now.
okay. All right.
You're the first guy in the morning. You're supposed to be the last guy to leave during the day. It'll be so fun to talk to rainfall reporters again tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, but okay. I'll enjoy talking to them all. Of course,
for the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, just call after 6:30 if you're rainfall matter. You talk to Webby.
I'm the old one.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am.
You talked to him more in your lifetime than I have.
I have.
Yeah.
But I love my rainfall reporters. I'm not going to get here at the time I used to get here, though.
Thank you.
I am semi-retired. Trying to figure out how that looks, yes. But anyway. Okay. Sounds of past 24 hours. Basketball coming up next. Alan Clark in studio here on Sports Day.
Pulling acres ahead of the competition is simple. Cenex Maxtron synthetic diesel engine oils give you the smartest oil for the toughest conditions. These premium oils are formulated with EnduroVis technology and a balanced additive package to control deposits for a cleaner, more efficient engine that gives you proven durability. Cenex Maxtron diesel engine oils. Oil that runs smart.
Contact American Plains Co-op Fuel Department in Great Bend, your certified Cenex distributor.
See any doors? This is Eddie.
I need some work done.
Are you in a haunted house?
No, it's my garage door. I think I might need a new one.
We can take a look. We can do repairs and replacement. We'll see what's right for you.
What a relief. I thought I was going to get stuck in here.
Call the guys in orange at C&D Doors to fix your haunted house.
C&D Doors, Great Bend. Follow the orange signs just south of 10th and Harrison.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Step into the spotlight with Barton Community College's theater program. Whether you dream of performing on stage or creating magic behind the scenes, Barton offers hands-on training, expert guidance, and creative performance opportunities. With top-tier facilities and a supportive community, you'll develop the skills to shine. Turn your passion into a career and start your journey to the stage at Barton. Learn more at theater.bartonccc.edu.
It's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Welcome back, Sports Day here on KVGB. Our show brought to you in part by the Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street in Great Bend. By Equity Bank, adding value for their customers and communities. Equity Bank in Great Bend, Hoysden, and Larned. And C&E Doors, your full-service garage door company. Follow the orange signs south of 10th and Harrison. Well, it's that time of year, I guess. We see Alan Clark come in here. And I'm a short timer now, so I can mouth off and ask questions no matter if you like them or not, okay? Because I know you hate talking about yourself, okay?
What kind of short timer? What are we talking about short timer?
Well, I'm just part-time, and then when you get part-time, you get more cocky and you say things, so then I could be out the door the next day. So.
I got you, okay. All right, so what's up?
You look great.
Thank you.
How you feeling?
Great. Yep. All good.
Okay.
Yep.
You going to dive in anymore?
Nope, that's it. All good.
Okay. Well, you look fantastic
Thank you.
right now,
that.
Coach, and I know you've got to be excited to go get the season started after last year.
Yeah, every year, 2.5 months basically of practice. We're ready to play.
Okay. So, let's get right to it. I mean, you go to Hobbs, New Mexico, eastern New Mexico. I think they're the Greyhounds, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I have no idea. That goes back a ways. But they're
Thunderbirds.
They're the
really?
Thunderbirds,
okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, tell me about your team this year. Tell me about the kids that are back from last year's team that won 22 games.
Yeah, we only have 3 back. Vivian, obviously, is a big key for us. Getting a lot of Division I looks and had several offers Division I. So we're going to depend on her a lot. Then we've got Macy Smith and Brittany Simpson both back, and we're going to depend on them a lot as well.
So what do you expect from Brittany this year?
I tell you what, Brittany looks completely different than she did as a freshman. She came in as a freshman and struggled a little bit with a 3-point distance, and that's a part of her game, and I think Brittany let that affect her mentally. She wasn't as confident, and now she seems to be very confident. She's shooting the ball really well. She's taking the ball to the basket. You're going to see a whole different player than what you probably saw in the past.
Bigger turnover this year than what you've had here in recent seasons, anyway.
Yeah, last year was a tough year. Wasn't the best year as far as team chemistry and discipline and those types of things, and so we had to make sure that we got things back on track in that regard.
Well, let's talk about some of the newcomers that you have. I don't know where. There's something about the word "eck." Wherever it's from, whether it's from Andale, whether it's from Little River, and I think that's. But tell me about Elena Eck, freshman this year from Little River that you had.
Elena's a dynamic point guard. She can be a shooting guard. Small, not big stature, but huge heart. Plays her butt off. Reminds me a lot of Brendan Kirchhoff. Reminds me a lot of Jalen Stapleton. So she's going to do a great job for us. Got some things to learn, obviously, as a freshman, but she's been playing great.
How important is it for you, especially with your in-state kids, that you get in-state kids that come from really good programs and winning programs? They're used to that.
Well, and that's it is. It's a key. You want kids that are used to winning, that understand what it takes to win. And, even at the next level, the 4-year coaches are looking at junior college programs that win, I think at all levels, coaches really want kids with that mentality that they're going to do whatever it takes to win.
Okay, another in-stater comes from, I don't remember a kid from Baser Linwood.
Yeah, Jason Tatkenhorst, old Great Bend guy.
Well, okay, all right, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So he's that's good.
Yeah, he actually I saw Cody play in the summer. She played with a team up there. They used to be next level. Now they're called Mocan, I think. But saw Cody play in the summer and really liked her. She runs the floor well. She plays hard. Shoots it really well, and she's going to be a good player for us.
Okay, tell me about some of the other kids that you brought in, and you got to start calling by their last names like the play-by-play guys do. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You just can't get away with Vivian all the time,
I'm
Mason.
sorry, but I can't. I don't think I've ever called a kid by their last name ever. I
really?
Never
okay.
have.
Okay.
They call me Clark all the time, but I don't call them Onaha or Eck, or it just doesn't sound right to me. But anyway, let me finish it up on some Kansas kids. She's a Kansas kid, but she played her senior year over in Missouri. Kiana Hall. She's a Liberal kid.
Okay, right. Okay.
Saw her play as a sophomore and junior at Liberal, and then she went her senior year and played at Hickman High School in Columbia, Missouri, and so she's with us. Going to be a nice player. Eva Clements. She's from Leavenworth, it says, but she's her dad's military. I think she told me he just got promoted like lieutenant colonel or something like that.
Really?
Pretty high rank. But anyway, with military, he's traveled a lot, and so she was on like her 3rd or 4th high school when she was at Leavenworth, and so nobody really knew anything about her. And actually, I went to watch Cody play at Baser Linwood. Happened to be playing at Leavenworth, and I saw Eva, and I thought, gosh, who is that kid? And so I went and talked to Coach afterwards, and we were able to get Eva to come here. So those are our Kansas kids that we have that are freshmen, along with Brittany coming back.
You get somebody like Eva's been. I mean, they move around a lot. I mean, but maturity-wise, it's sometimes really helps them because they've had to adjust to a lot of different things in their young lives.
Very flexible, so many things that she's had to change in her life. It's hard to move one time, as a senior in high school or a high school athlete.
Right.
But to move 2 or 3, 4 times, that I don't know how you could do that. But she handled it very well. She's a good thing. She's a likable kid. So no matter where she goes, she's going to make friends, and great kid to have on our team. So Eva's going to do a great job for us.
Okay, and before we talk about some of the other newcomers, tell me, what are your expectations for Vivian this year coming back?
For this year coming back?
Yeah.
Well, the first thing I talked to Vivian about, and I talked to Queen about this when she was here, and I talked to Jenny about this when she was here, her goal should be to be an All-American. That should be her goal.
That's a nice goal to give somebody, right?
Yeah. I really believe that she can do that. She's played really well in our scrimmages. She's gotten better with the mid-range shot. She's finishing with her right hand better than she did last year. She can go either way. She's just so quick and athletic and long, and she's just a dynamic player. That's why so many Division I's, are talking to her.
She's listed as 6'2". She grow at all?
No. She's still 6'2", but she plays bigger than that now. I mean, again, the difference between a freshman and a sophomore is huge. And she's stronger. She is stronger. She put on a little bit of weight, good weight, and she's put on good muscle. She's put on strength, and she actually loves getting in the weight room now. When she was first here, she wasn't used to that, and now she loves being in the weight room.
Probably gets in there and then starts seeing the difference. And,
oh, yeah.
And that makes it a little bit more motivating. You got her some help as far as size go. You've 6'5" and a 6'3" added to the roster.
We do. 6'3" girl out of Nigeria. We call her EJ, H-R-O, her long names. So I'll just say H-R-O.
I think that sounds good to me. Okay.
She was actually in the United States, played her senior year in Rogers, Arkansas at at a school called Providence Classical School, and so we were able to get her. And then Gertrude. Everybody mistakes that. They first look at it, you're thinking Gertrude.
Correct.
But it doesn't have that other R in there, so it's Gertrude. We just call her Getty, like in Getty Oil.
Okay.
And, it's from Zimbabwe. Another great kid, has got a lot of potential.
6'5".
Mm-hmm. And legitimate 6'5".
Athletic. I mean, I mean, long would be dumb if I was going to ask you is she long?
She's got good length. Yeah. She's got a little bit of a knee issue that's kind of slowing her down right now, but hopefully we can work through that.
Okay, tell me about some of the guards.
We talked about the Kansas kids. Regina Donanu played in Nigeria, played on the winning team in their league. It's called the Zenith Bank League over there. She was actually the MVP of the league. She's adjusting to American style like all kids have to do when they come from overseas, but she's adjusting. Very quick, just another kid that plays hard, and she's going to help us a lot.
Okay, tell me about Joy, 6-footer. Freshman.
Yeah, Joy's another Nigerian. I got all the Nigerian team this year. 6-foot kid, again, learning to play American style, figuring things out, long and athletic. I think she's going to be a dynamic defensive player. She can be a really good defensive player. Shoots the ball well. Got some things to learn, but she does a good job for us as well.
Okay, and I think that
I got Charlotte. Charlotte Delisle is from Las Vegas.
Okay.
And Charlotte is kind of a combo guard, and Charlotte's been playing really well. She ball fakes and does some of the little things that a lot of girls don't do. Guys will do all that stuff. Guys will ball fake and they'll shake and bake and do. Most of the time, girls are pretty much straight line drivers, but she ball fakes really well, shoots it well, and she's got good length. I think she's 5'8", 5'9". For a guard, she's got good length and good defender.
Did we mention Macy Smith?
Macy Smith is a returner from last year from Independence.
Sure,
Macy had some medical issues last year that kind of held her back, but she's through those. It was a kidney stone that she was able to get all that taken care of, and she's looking really good in our practices as well.
You mentioned some of those kids from Nigeria. How did Vivian help with the recruitment of those players?
Oh my goodness! Well, I don't know if she helped or hurt, but we were in Dallas, and I took them to a store in Dallas. The African girls took them to an African store, and oh my goodness, the music was so loud, and they're playing the African music, and it was crazy. That's the first time I'd been around them, and that the way they did things when they let their hair down, so to speak, but it was a lot of fun. It was refreshing to see them in doing things that they like to do and having fun.
Annie and Tyson back with you on the bench.
Yes, sir. Those are two great people.
Who probably learned a lot last year.
Yeah, having Annie here is just a tremendous asset, and then to be able to bring Tyson back after he helped the women out last year. Wasn't expecting to have to do that, but stepped right in and talked to him last spring and summer and asked him if he wanted to do it again, and he said he did, and so we were able to keep him around, and hopefully we can keep him around a few more years.
Okay, so getting ready to go into a new season, I guess. In junior college basketball, many times it's like, okay, UPS truck just showed out up front. They dropped off your basketball team in front, right?
Yeah.
Especially this year because, you only have 3 parts that are going. So you open the box up, and a lot of times what you pull out of the box, it's going to look a lot different than what it is later on in the season. But right now, what do you feel good about this team, Alan?
We work hard. We're starting to make that adjustment. It's been a process. We always talk, you always hear coaches talk about the process. The only problem for junior college, you got less time for the process to actually occur. And I'm not a very patient person, but they're being coachable. They're starting to buy into what we have to sell. Sometimes it's some kids do that quicker than others, but as a team, I think we're starting to gel a little bit. when we went to Colorado the first week of scrimmages, I got to be honest, I was a little unsure of what we were, going to be. The next weekend we went to Texas and we played Blinn, who was a national tournament team. Played really well against them, and so then we played South Plains. It eased my mind. Then the progress we made from the first scrimmage to the second was huge. Made more progress from then. We actually went up and scrimmaged Fort Hays State. Got off to a rough start against Fort Hays. They put it on us pretty good early, but we kind of found our footing and got adjusted to this, the way they were going to guard us. They're playing against juniors and seniors, not only juniors and seniors, but super seniors. Katie Wagner there for her 5th year. Hollenbeek is back for her 5th year there, and we're throwing our freshmen in against that.
Yeah.
And so they struggled early, but figured it out a little bit better as the game went on, and then we went and we scrimmaged up in Lawrence, and we opened up with Johnson in the first scrimmage up there. Johnson County, good Division II school, and we were up 17-0 to start the game, and so I was obviously very
feeling
pleased
better
with that.
there, yeah.
Now it didn't stay that way. I mean
Sure.
They made a run at us, but just to get off to that kind of start, and we've shown glimpses of what we can be, but we're not consistent yet. We've got to develop that consistency.
At least you're starting off with an easy opponent on Friday.
Yeah, we got number 7 or 8.
Yeah, Odessa, Texas.
Yeah.
So going down to Hobbs, so how do you find out about this opportunity? And you said you've got Hutchinson looming out there as the conference opener on November 20th. That's always amazing. You want to get some
Austin
in.
Mefford was he was at Seward for 3 years, and then took the job at New Mexico. And I've always liked Austin, and I think he's a great coach. And he's not just a great coach; he's a great person. And so we had the opportunity to go down there and play. And so I thought, well, we might as well put these freshmen into the fire right away. So we're going to go play number 8 and number 7. I can't remember which order they were in, but one of them 7, one of them was 8.
Okay. Well, have fun down there.
Oh, we will.
Yeah.
We'll have a good time.
And Cougars open the season, because then you're going to come back. Okay, then you go to the sports arena, take on Bethany JV and the Tabor JV, and then go Gochebeck. Community College.
It's out of Michigan.
Well, they came down. They're coming down here for the Best Western Inn Cougar, or the Classic, and Redlands. So
if you notice there, Hutch struggles now to get people to come to their Classic and play us and Hutch. So they end up with nobody wanted to come, and so that's why they ended up with 2 junior varsity teams to play us. And then we struggled too at the same time. Going down for us to go down to Odessa and play Odessa in New Mexico was kind of crazy, but we need to do it. We're not afraid to do it.
Yeah.
But we can't get anymore. We can't get teams to come and play us in Hutch, and so it's probably going to have to be the last year of doing the Hutch Classic and our Classic and have Hutch in. Because we can't just keep, we can't go there and play 2 JVs. It just doesn't do us any good to do that.
Right. Okay. Hey, Alan, thanks for coming in
I
today.
appreciate it.
And enjoy New Mexico. We'll talk to you soon.
Looking forward to it.
All right.
Leave 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. See.
I'll bid you farewell on the radio tomorrow.
Okay. Well, listen. Thanks.
All right, Alan Clark with us here on Sports Day.
From the Mail Money Management Studios, 1590 KVGB, Great Bend, and 95.5 FM K238CK, Pleasanton.
Hey y'all, it's Dr. Ty here at Animal Medical, and in the next couple months we are going to pivot and talk about behavior and training. From our standpoint, we see it affect so many folks out there, and the relationship with their animal and even the relationship with us as their caretaker is all affected by how those animals get started from a training process. We'll focus on some basics. If you have any questions, call. Large or small, we take care of them all.
Hey everyone, this is Cole Wright, voice of the Barton Cougars. Attending sporting events for Barton Community College is great, but did you know you can support the athletic teams even further by getting involved with the Cougar Booster Club? The Boosters help with fundraising for equipment and facility upgrades to give Barton athletes every opportunity to keep succeeding at the regional and national levels. Join the Cougar Booster Club as an individual or business. Call 620-792-9377. Become a booster today. Go Cougars.
When it comes to car maintenance, it's good to know a local guy that can get things done. The Eller family has been in the auto repair business in Great Bend forever. Greg Eller continues that long tradition of helping people. Eller Automotive Repair specializes in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4 Fridays. Eller Automotive Repair at 915 Morton, right behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source, 10th and Morton.
Sports Day presents On the Prowl with Mike Borson, an inside look at all the sports taking place at Great Bend High School.
Welcome back to Sports Day, 1590 KVGB 95.5 FM. Mike Corson joined today by some state-bound Lady Panther volleyball players. We've got senior Cassie Eldegood, juniors Kimmy Hofflinger, and Denver Ringo. What are you guys going to be for Halloween tomorrow? State champions?
That's a good idea, actually.
Sure, we got that in the bag.
Speaking of, so I asked you guys out in the hallway because I'm curious about the little things that don't matter. You guys are the number 2 seed. Do you get any perks like picking uniforms, anything like that on going into state?
No, not really. When it comes to volleyball, the colors don't really matter. So we go in and we just wear whatever we want, look good doing it.
What colors are you going with?
We'll be wearing black on black Friday, and then we're going to go red on white Saturday.
Any reason why? Count records this season into different uniforms?
I think black on black just looks clean. Like, it's a clean look. I feel like black is like an intimidating color, so you go in wearing black on black, I think it looks really good.
I'll take it. Yeah, be intimidating. Let's go back to Saturday. I think everybody played last year, kind of felt the disappointment, record-breaking season, didn't get to state. Close second set against Valley Center there. What was it like when that final ball dropped?
I mean, the rush of adrenaline. Like, everybody was so pumped. I can't even really explain the feeling, but it was just like, all week we've been calling it the revenge game. Like, this weekend is revenge. We wore black on black because we were ready to prove that we had what it takes this year. And just that ball dropping on that final point was like, we finally proved that we can do this.
Going into it, got a potential matchup with Hayes. You beat all these teams, but Hayes is always Hayes. Valley Center is a Wichita area school. Took care of business pretty early on against Goddard. Just how important was it to kind of, because it was 4-1 Goddard early on. I was like, Great Bend. So you guys took care of business after that. How important to take care of that one pretty handily in 2 sets?
It was really important to take care of it. We were really focused on Valley and Hayes because those are 2 of our harder teams that we knew we really had to win those matches. But with Goddard, we can't look past them, and we knew that all week. Like, we need to study them. We really need to play our best game against Goddard because ultimately, if we don't win that game, it's all for nothing. So we had to push through.
What's the mindset? Are you guys sitting and watching the Hayes Valley Center match? You just hanging out in the locker room?
We go out and we watch. We want to know who we're going to have next and what to expect. So we go out like we do. In our heads, we're all scouting our own little things, and we're, like, me as the middle, like, I'm thinking, okay, I got this spot, and then my back row players, they're like, okay, I got to push the pass, and, like, I know they're going to tip this and this. So you got to go in and, like, mentally know what you got coming for you.
And there's a big issue because Kimmy, your back row, Cassie, you're up front. Number 14 for Goddard was Thor. So as you're watching that, are you rooting for Hayes because of a particular matchup, or you just don't want Hayes, or did you want, how did that work out watching it?
It just kind of varied. We were preparing for anything. We were ready for any game. You know, number 14 was really strong, and she's a great player, but we were ready. We kind of had a game plan on what we were going to do with her, and ultimately it ended up working for us.
And I've asked you a couple of times, Cassie, and good answers both times, but how fun to go up against a player like that when you beat her?
It's fun. Like, it's always a competition. It's not every day you see somebody like her with her skill level. So going up there and, you know, having to step up my game, and it's pushing me to be a better athlete, it's fun and it feels good.
And passing-wise, or at the front-wise, when you've got a girl who can block like that, I think I researched, I was trying to find out if she signed anywhere, but just a junior, but set the school record for blocks last year at Valley Center. So if you hear some crackling, that's lightning. How fun to make those calls on the fly where maybe you're going a little bit softer over the block versus just trying to power through?
Honestly, my thing is, like, I I go 100% all the time. Unless I really need a tip, like, I'm going to swing because I know in my head I'm strong enough. I can get through a block. I can get over a block. Like, mentally, I'm like, I'm going to put the ball on the floor, and I'm not going to sucker up a tip unless we need it.
Talking to Lady Panther volleyballers, we got senior Cassie Elligood and juniors Kimmy Hofflinger and Denver Ringo. Denver, new role for you this year. Go down with an injury. How did it happen? When did it happen? And what's that mean for you?
Well, we were at the Nebraska camp, and I thought I was going to go underneath the net and roll my ankle, and I didn't want that. So I landed sideways, and my knee buckled in, and I felt the pop. And then I knew something was immediately wrong. And first thing I thought was I tore my ACL. Not the plan I really wanted. Sorry.
We will, if you want to keep talking,
I can go. You know, it was really hard when I had to tell everyone because I didn't know for about 2 weeks because they could not get me in. And then I finally got in, and then it was tough. And then I ended up tearing my ACL, meniscus, and then partially tore the other part of my meniscus. And then I sprained my MCL. So I really did it up good. And then got surgery up in August, and you know, I realized taking on this new role, it's changed my life. I think I'm really proud of all of them and what they're doing because it's just super special for them, and I love it.
So this thing happens, not a lot of pain. You heard things, but a lot of pain for 2 weeks, or you just kind of?
The first couple of days couldn't walk. So I got on crutches, and then, you know, I realized I couldn't do much with my leg. I couldn't bend it. Like, it was really awful. Then, you know, but now I'm in PT. Everything's going good, so.
Yeah, so are you going to be back for softball?
They told me an estimated time, which was 6 to 9 months, so between February and May, so there's a possibility I might be able to, so.
Okay, so Patrick Mahomes sat on the bench. Look what he's doing. How does this season kind of as a cheerleader, maybe as a kind of almost a coach, maybe prep you for your senior year next year?
You know, I think it preps me because I'm able to see more things off the court than I am on the court, so next year when I get in, I think I'll be able to find the holes better. I'm able to celebrate better and just play my game like times 10.
Well, good luck. I can't cheer at State, so I'm going to count on you to cheer for us both.
I got it.
Speaking of State, girls going to Salina on Friday and hopefully Saturday. What do we think about the number 2 seed? Obviously, Great Bend's ranked number 9 all season in Class 5A despite a 35-2 record. State seedings are record-based, so going in as the number 2, probably knew that going in, but was it still a shock to see the 2 by Great Bend's name?
It felt good. It feels really good to see, and then going in knowing, like, we're up there and, like, we have our record and we have something more to prove.
And speaking of, so what are you open with?
We'll have Capon, St. James, and then Andover.
And I think you guys, what is the mindset? One match at a time, one opponent at a time?
Absolutely, one match at a time. We need to make sure we get those first 2 games under our belt, and then very mentally, like, we're going to be a little bit tired. We're going to have to be very mentally and physically tough in that 3rd game to take that one home too.
Anyone in particular? I think you guys, did Andover knock Great Bend out last year?
No.
So they come in as the other high seed, so that's the late match Friday night. You got to get there, and you got to get there with something to still play for. What's the incentive to get to that match with something on the line?
Really, for me, it's just like it's don't let it happen again. Like last year, it happened, and it's over, and it caused a lot of hurt, but it's not going to happen again. We're going to go in. We know what we're going to expect, and, like, we're going to take them, and it's going to be a good match.
All right, Friday night, 4:30, the first match. You guys playing the 8:30 match?
Yes.
No excuses, Great Bend fans. Drive to Salina. It's 90 minutes away. It's a little bit of admission. But how about the support you guys had last Saturday, and how big is that this weekend?
It's a huge thing. Like, Great Bend always, like, that's one thing I really love about, like, Great Bend and what I haven't seen in other high schools. Our support is so good. Like, we always have red and black in the stands. Our student section is always packed. Like, we have a lot of supporters that come to watch us.
And I will say, so Kimmy, I'm going to get you involved one more time here. I took some pictures this weekend. I saw the emotional ones from Coach when she went down, and emotional moment for a coach who cares about her kids. I enjoyed your pictures because it was utter joy.
Mm-hmm.
How big a moment was that for you as a junior this year?
It was really, really cool just to kind of experience that whole thing. You know, I'm not one that's going to break down and get emotional about it, so I just show it on my face. Like, I'm just so excited, and that's just really the adrenaline rush. It was so amazing.
Lady Panthers, 27 straight wins, school record 35 wins this season, going into the Class 5A state tournament this Friday at Salinas Tony Pizza Center. Good luck and congratulations on all you guys have already done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've been hearing from Lady Panthers senior Cassie Eldegood and juniors Kimmy Hofflinger and Denver Ringo. More Sports Day after this.
If you're needing a healthcare plan for your business, let the experienced and dedicated staff at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your business's need. Regardless if you're a large corporation or a small business on Main Street, Freedom Claims Management Incorporated can help you provide your employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. Visit freedomclaimsinc.com where you can schedule a free, no obligation health assessment today. Freedom Claims Management Incorporated in Great Bend.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec.
Sports, leisure, fitness and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend. Or check out the website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Central and Western Kansas residents, are you looking for a new vehicle? Marmy Auto Group can make it happen. Marmy Auto Group includes Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, Chevrolet, and GMC. Marmy Auto Group, your Central and Western Kansas dealer, has new and pre-owned vehicles, or we can special order your vehicle today. If your existing vehicle needs serviced, Marmy's award-winning service department can help. Come to Marmy Auto Group on 10th or marmys.net. Marmys, make it happen.
See any doors? This is Eddie.
I need some work done.
Are you in a haunted house?
No, it's my garage door. I think I might need a new one.
We can take a look. We can do repairs and replacement. We'll see what's right for you.
What a relief. I thought I was going to get stuck in here.
Call the guys in orange at C&D Doors to fix your haunted house.
C&D Doors, Great Bend. Follow the orange signs just south of 10th and Harrison.
Some people call him Gerard. Most people just call him Grr. It's time for Tiger Talk on Sports Day with the voice of the Fort Hays State Tigers. Here's Gerard Wellbrock.
Gerard Wellbrock joins us on Sports Day, a show brought to you in part by the Great Bend Rec Commission, dedicated to improving our community and the lives of its individuals, and in part by the Animal Medical Center in Great Bend, large or small. They take care of them all. Gerard Wellbrock joins us now. Hey, Gerard, welcome to Double Dip season, man. It's underway for you, right?
It's always fun, yes. Who needs sleep?
It was always good when you do an exhibition game with KU or K-State, because it was kind of an easy prep game because you have all the stats you ever would want to have from an opponent. And you'd go out and you'd know most of the play. I mean, there wasn't that much prep on, studying numbers and things like that. I watched the KU game some last. I didn't know who anybody was on KU's team, and it's kind of the way it is with K-State this year.
It is crazy. My son joked about when he saw the signees and all the new guys. He's like, "Man, I feel bad for Wyatt because he's got all those names. They got some crazy names." I said, "What do you think they open with?" but yeah, it was fun though. I mean, that is cool. Mark Johnson talked about it before the game. The KU and K-State do that. Not a lot of states get to do that and play at Power 5 or whatever you want to call it, major conference, Big 12 school every 4 years. Because they've kind of gone now to one exhibition and they do the scrimmages, but still great opportunity and always a lot of fun.
Tigers competitive last night.
Yeah, they were. And it's so funny, these games. I don't know if you can take anything out of them because the last time Fort Hays State played K-State, 2000, they beat them. They beat K-State. And it was, Fort Hays, I think to go back and look, they maybe finished 6th in the MIAA. They were okay. They weren't very good, though, by Mark Johnson standards. And they beat K-State. What this team does, I don't know. It's like he said, sometimes you can have really good Division II teams you can make a run at your conference in an NCAA postseason appearance and get throttled in those games. And you have teams that are okay and do well. So it's just so hard to tell because you don't get to run your stuff. It's a different type game. But I think you did see they have a few more guards who can create and do some things because they had to do that with K-State's size a little bit. So we'll see where it all shakes out, and hopefully, and it's a good year. They're picked high. They're ranked 16th in the preseason poll. We'll see, how much stock you can put in all of that, especially early. But I thought it was a good showing last night.
Mark Johnson played a lot of players last night. Is that going to be the norm, or is he just wanted to give everybody an opportunity?
I think he's trying to evaluate because I think they're looking. I mean, they do have a lot of guards, and I don't think they want to burn eligibility, especially knowing we're going to have to replace them next year. And I think they really like all of them, that they have a chance to be good. But trying to see, who maybe we should redshirt and just develop for another year, and who can help now. So I think it was as much that. I think that's how they've had one scrimmage. They're going to have another one on Saturday. I think that's how they're trying to figure this out and just evaluate who we want to redshirt. Because I think you're going to see them maybe redshirt one or two just because of numbers. Lucas Hamaki, I think he was a question mark because he was coming off injury. I think he's pretty much 100% and has played well, so I think they feel better about his situation. I don't think they were real certain going into the offseason, and that's one of the reasons they maybe signed a couple more guys than they normally would. So I think that it's as much as anything, but they also want to get them in there to taste that and enjoy that experience as well.
Okay, newcomers that you were excited to see last night for the Tigers.
One of them was Mohamed Conte, one of their guards. He's from New Hampshire, a junior college transfer, and I thought he played pretty well. He shows some explosiveness. Another one, Dan McCuna, transfer from Denver University, a big man, and I think his challenge is going to be, I don't think any player is ever tough enough for Mark Johnson, but playing physical, playing strong, and I thought he showed some of that last night. I mean, that was tough. K-State is long. They are big and long, as big and long of any team I can remember, KU or K-State, other than their point guard, the McDaniels kid. I mean, it's like, wow. And it's just hard to get shots off. So I thought he held his own. He didn't back away. He showed he can step back and shoot a three. And he's a guy who has to have a good year for Fort Hays State. And a couple of the freshmen I thought got in there and did a great job. Aiden McDowell from Crete, Nebraska. I think he's one who will not redshirt because I think he can play right away. He's got a chance to be really, really good before he's done. And I just liked his aggressiveness, and he didn't back away from anything last night. So I thought that was exciting. And then Eli Lawson is one I think could be on that borderline. What do they do with him? He's from Bennington. Big kid. I mean, he is put together, but he's played two-way basketball, so it's been quite a jump into the MIAA, but I think he's a kid who, you saw him do a few things last night. It's like, well, that was a big boy move. So I think some of those decisions are going to have to make, but I like to see those kids, and the moment didn't seem too big for them, and that's always exciting as a freshman. Okay,
Fort Hays State takes care of business big time last week against Missouri Southern. Now they get Emporia on the road. What's on the line in this game, and how do you feel about the matchup, Gerard?
Well, for Emporia, they're tied in the loss column for the lead in the MIAA, with Central Oklahoma losing to Pitt State. They all have one loss, so they're thinking conference championship. They're thinking playoffs after getting close last year and not getting in. So obviously, there's a lot on the line for Emporia, and I think for Fort Hays State, obviously. They need to win out to have any shot, and to do that means you were beating Emporia, and then you got to hope they lose again, and then you get some three-loss teams and muddy the water and see what happens. But even if the playoffs don't pan out, I think they'd be in line to hopefully get a bowl game, which I think would be good for not only the seniors, but for the new guys to get extra practice time to get ready for next year, because a lot of them are going to be playing a lot of key roles and minutes. But Emporia's good. They got Gunnar Gundy, transfer from Oklahoma State. He's been outstanding. He battled a bit of an injury, and he missed a game because of sickness, but he's been so good. They run such high-tempo football. I mean, they run a lot of plays. They throw it quickly. They're one of the best offenses, certainly one of the best passing offenses in the nation. So it's going to be another big-time test for the Tiger defense, but I also feel Fort Hays State's probably playing some of their best football, if not their best, and peaking at the right time. I think it's going to be like a Pitt State type game. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. It was a shootout a year ago. Pitt pulled it out 45-42. Might be a few more points scored Saturday, but I think this should be a fun game.
All right, Gerard, have fun this weekend. Get some sleep this afternoon. Take a nap or something, all right?
I think that's on the agenda. That is definitely on the agenda.
Gerard Walbrock, voice of the Fort Hays State Tigers, with us here on Sports Day.
Hey, high school seniors, ready to figure out what's next? Barton Community College's Senior Day is the place to be on November 20th. Whether your dream starts with tackling your gen eds and transferring to a university, or you want to dive straight into a technical program that can land you a job in as little as one semester, Barton has you covered. Did we mention that there's $6,000 in scholarships up for grabs? Sign up before November 4th at seniorday.bartonccc.edu. Your future's waiting. Discover it at Senior Day.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Sports Day is presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department. Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Sports Day also brought to you by American Plains Co-op Bulk Fuel Department, featuring number 2 Clear Diesel, bulk fuel, E10 fuel delivery, and all your lubricants and fuel supplies, and the Barton Cougar Booster Club continue their efforts to make the Barton Athletic Department one of the best in the country. Welcome back, Sports Day here. Our final segment today. Mike Hesher is back in. Too many mics around here. Mike Hesher back in. Jim Mazunas, our insider on the show, gives us information that we need to know. Okay, this is from Jim Mazunas today. The Yankees fan last night, Austin, Capobianco.
Very good.
Said he got a call from the Yankees today about being banned for the game. The guy that tried to wrestle the ball. He was told if he or his friend try to get in with other tickets, they'll be arrested at the door.
Really?
How can you be arrested at the door? You haven't done anything yet. Unless you were banned and you tried to get in. Okay, I can see that. And according to Capobianco, he's hoping it's a short-term ban.
Lifetime. You tried to break a player's arm? Come on.
I'm with you. So there's the latest update.
Blue Lives Matter.
Thanks to Jim Mazunas. Okay, the Big 12 schedule for this weekend. KU is off. Kansas State plays at Houston. Saturday, it'll be on Fox. A 2:30 kick. Iowa State is at home against Texas Tech. Iowa State remains unbeaten. They're 4-0 in conference play. Texas Tech, anything for them? I don't know. Maybe it'll snow in Ames. Arizona at UCF. Arizona State at Oklahoma State. TCU is at Baylor. So BYU, Cincinnati, Colorado, Kansas, Utah, and West Virginia all have byes. The Big 12 weekend coming up. Tomorrow, we'll get you ready for Panther football on Friday. Head coach Aaron Beck will be in with us. Jay Schartz will be in. And
no Jacob Paul.
No?
No Jacob Paul. Okay.
Dax Benton will fill in for him.
Okay.
Okay. Talk to you tomorrow on Sports Day.